I want to make this video about the conscious community, because a lot of people keep saying that the conscious community is dead, and I don't know. Like I don't believe that shit. I think it's stupid for somebody to say that the conscious community is dead, because without the conscious community, we basically still in slavery. The conscious community, in my opinion, is people who walk up to you and tell you like, yo, you know 1.5 million niggas got kidnapped in 2015? You're like, what? And this is what a conscious nigga will tell you. Where did they put those 1.5 million niggas? Like, true, where did they... Like, you can't... You look at the article, they didn't kill them. It's not like they found them dead. They were missing. 1.5 million black men went missing in 2015. Think about the number I just said. 1.5 million black men went missing in 2015 and nobody talked about it. They did it up under our nose. Nobody said nothing. 1.5 million black men specifically were missing in 2015. Where do you put that many niggas? Where you put them? Yo, how do you kidnap that many niggas and not nobody know? Then you gotta ask yourself. Ask yourself. 1.5 million black men in 1 year. They got away with it. If I smacked you and I got away with it, don't you think I'm gonna smack you again? Especially if I don't like you. So if they kidnapped us 1.5 million times in 2015, how many times you think they kidnapping us this year if we still haven't brought up 2015? I'm tired of talking about the government. But a conscious community is what's going to bring that to your attention. A conscious man would tell you, you know them trucks that was up there in Canada? A regular person be like, yeah, they're protesting for their rights. A conscious nigga be like, you know there's $320 worth of goods that they're stopping from coming into America? It's $1 billion in 4 days. $1 billion in 4 days. $1 billion in 4 days. And you want to know something crazy? We have no dollar and none of that money coming in per day. But if a conscious man was a part of us, they would tell us, you do know there's $320 million coming through that border every day and we don't got a dollar in there? You're like, how'd you know they'll tell you that? Because I just told you. We don't got a dollar coming out of that 320 mil. Not a single dollar belong to us. And it equivalates to $1 billion every 4 days. Now you're like, yo, Rich, you keep repeating that. All right, let me break it down in smaller terms. If I opened up a store, right? They're going to tell me, yo, Rich, you only going to make 1% to 2%. Because at the end of the day, none of this is your inventory. So you're going to make the money off selling the inventory. So I said, oh, so how do I get 20%? You got to come out with your own inventory. Where am I going to get that inventory from? America not going to let you work people at a slow rate. At a low rate for high production. You got to go outside the country. So the thing is, like, you got to ask yourself, do I want to keep living in a situation where I think that I'm going to go to work? I'm going to get a 401k. And I'm going to take care of my family with that. Or you're going to realize that Brazil currency is way lower than ours. Your dollar and their dollar don't make sense. Your dollar is more than their dollar. So in reality, if you opened up a business out here and you came up, you had some extra money, the smart thing for you to do as a conscious person is to go to Brazil and open up a newsstand. Sell some M&M's, sell some Skittles, right? Like, yo, Rich, I'm still selling someone else's inventory. But let me tell you the truth, that 1-2% is still going to be made in Brazil. So you still making some money, but you're not making that 20% that we talking about. How do we make that 20%? Well, look, I did a job for God. I went to Brazil. They ain't got no money. I just gave them some money. Now, what is God going to allow me to do? Break bread. How I break bread? Hey, yo, Brazil, what y'all got to offer out there? Oh, we got the fruits. Or we could start with that. I need to buy some of this land. I'm gonna need y'all to build up these fruits for me. And that's gonna be my farmland, and I'm gonna expedite that into America. Y'all the plug. Y'all run this farm, I pay y'all this much, and then we get the farm. Well, we get the, you know what I'm saying? We on our Goya shit. No more Goya beans, black beans. But we stick to the Goya beans. Ain't no problem with Goya, I'm just telling you what it is. Last thing I'm gonna say is this. I don't want to keep going back to Brazil, but Brazil is literally right there. It's a part of our continent. If I contact a girl in Brazil, she probably don't want to leave Brazil. She don't want to be in America. That's beautiful. Want to know why? Because does it sound weird to you that you will own 50 stores in Brazil? You be like, well, Brazil has murderers and killers, and well, that's what you got her out there for. And if you conscious, you know how to have her move out there. You know how to maneuver her out there. Because you know it's a war outside. Ain't shit easy out here. But it's out here. How do I become a billionaire? It sure as hell can't be done in America with an inflated dollar and a currency that is fucking broken. But if I step outside this country, develop a currency over there, and I step outside that country and develop a currency somewhere else, now America's currency means jack shit to me. It doesn't even exist to me. America's debt does not exist to me. America's laws doesn't mean anything to me. Because my dollar is more powerful than yours now. Why? Because I have other currencies. Your dollar don't make sense to me no more, America. But I live here. We need to wake up and realize the conscious community has got us this far. And it's going to take us further. I don't know about what these dudes is doing on their personal life, with their personal things, but that's personally who they are. You can't attack the conscious community to them. I said this to somebody one day. Martin Luther King said he had a dream. This is an example. I'm just going to go off the top of the dome. That's not a conscious thing that he told us about the blacks and whites. That was his opinion. And you know what we glorified him as? We glorify him as a leader. You know what I'm saying? But we more believe in him for his conscious decisions. But do we put him in the conscious community? No, he had a conscience. But he was in politics. He was not the conscious community. Malcolm X was the conscious community. We need to start dissecting, because a man made decisions don't mean that that's a part of the conscious community. That's what he did. That's what he did. You can't get mad at a person for telling you that you're naked and then robbing you and saying the conscious community robbed me. And they say, well, how did they rob you? Because the guy told me I was naked. Who else would know that? So you're going to blame the conscious community? Can't do that. The person who robbed you is a scammer. Scammers are scammers. Liars are liars. I can lie to you right now and say that I'm white. And you're blind and you will know. Does that make me historic? Does that make me a teacher? Does that make me truth? Does that make, because you don't know that I'm not white or black. But once you find that I'm not, does that put me in a conscious community? Because I told you some conscious shit? all of a sudden the conscious community robbed me. No, nigga, you just got robbed. Conscious community is far from dead. I seen a video one day where somebody said, Bullets Gotti said Pharaoh fell off, and a guy named Rashad Jamal came up. Rashad Jamal is a good dude, but it doesn't matter. They in their own lanes. We have to stop comparing niggas comparing niggas together, and somehow get them niggas to work together without even talking to each other. Because they don't want to talk to each other. But that don't mean that we can't come to them as people with an agenda for them that can help us progress. And only conscious people know how to do shit like that. So if people who keep talking about the conscious community, get off. The conscious community has nothing to do with your failures. That's all on you. Last thing I'm gonna say is, there's no such thing as good and evil. It's only in your perception on how you take another person's actions. It's only you. But that good and evil shit does not exist. It does not exist. So you cannot blame the conscious community. It is you. It is you that has to do something. It is you that have to fix something. It is you that has to realize something, not the conscious community. Because God put that community here to propel you. Because if it wasn't for the conscious community, most people will be still, I don't want to get at that. I'm going to just say this one last thing. If you think that I'm lost, you're going to think I'm really lost when I say this. If I was a person and I wanted to figure out how to help my family today, do I call on Jesus or do I call on a man who's propelled through today's time? Who's going to help me? Some people will say, Jesus. I respect your answer. My answer is, I'm going to go to someone who's more relevant and current into the situation that I'm dealing with. If I want inspiration, I'm not going to pick up a Bible. Fortunately, I had Michael Jackson in my era. So I can just go listen to his music and I will understand and I will move on. People in that era, they had to go to Jesus. I ain't doing that because I don't got to read nothing. I had a man sing it to me. And if you don't believe that that man is a god, go look up the Odyssey. When they said all them women was singing, Odysseus had to put the wax on his ear. Go look at the whole story about that. Those were lesbos. Those were the lesbos. They had this power where they could sing, and when you got your ass over there, they killed your ass. But how did they get to that island? Why did they start singing? The Greeks chased their asses off the island so they can have relationship with their sons. Sent these women to an island. When these women got to an island, they murdered and destroyed. Owen, where does this come into perspective? Michael Jackson have a voice of a goddess. And you know what they did to take out those goddesses? Because they were killing people. So you can't muzzle Michael Jackson like they couldn't muzzle those bitches. It took Alexander the Great to swipe them bitches closed. It took a conglomerate, which started them, chased them out, and finished them on the way to conquering the rest of the world. So who is Alexander the Great? Because I could have sworn Michael Jackson was muzzled. Man, I'm going too deep. Have a nice day.